originals from Fat Kevin's. He actually is the Fat Kevin. And let's welcome him out with a round of applause. Fat Kevin came out.
I know we told you guys this was stand-up, but I was up late last night. Everyone have a good holiday? Yeah? Me too, I went on vacation. I wanted to go to one of those luxury resorts and get pampered, but I ended up not being able to afford it, so I just spent a week in an old folks' home. I slept all day, they fed me, they dressed me. At night they even hooked me up to one of those machines and breathed for me. So relaxing, I loved it. It's nice to be here in Salt Lake tonight. This is where I was born and partially raised. And I tell you what, growing up sure brings with it a lot of surprises. I remember the day that television told me my Rice Krispies were talking to me. Can you imagine how disturbing that was for a young child? Up until that point, I thought it was just the little air bubbles in the cereal popping in the milk. Now television tells me that my cereal is alive and trying to communicate with me. Very disturbing. What are your Rice Krispies saying to you? And they wonder what turns a good kid schizophrenic. My Rice Krispies told me to burn the house down. We had a dog growing up. I remember how excited everyone got when we taught him how to sit. It's like, come here, boy, sit. Good boy, good boy, good boy. We think dogs are idiots. And I just have to wonder what kind of impression dogs are getting from us. You're sitting on the couch, phone rings, you get up and answer it, your dog's thinking, okay, so every time the little box on the wall whistles, this guy gets up, goes to it, picks it up, and speaks. He's thinking, that's a pretty good trick. I'm a contact lens wearer. I've been since I was about 11. Which is coincidentally about the time the eye doctor caught me cheating on the eye exam. Come on, I know you've all wanted to do it. You got about 2 minutes between the time when the nurse leaves and the doctor comes in. There's two things we all want to do. Look at the eye exam and see if we can get the black chair to go up and down. I've done them both. I don't know, I just always felt some kind of pressure to perform well on tests. The eye exam was no different. Doctor used to come in, all right, Kevin, if I could just get you to cover your right eye and read that bottom line for me. I'm like, cover my right eye? I can cover both eyes. TZD-ECL. Honest, that's it. It's like, all right, Kevin, second line up. You win, glasses it is. Even though I'm somewhat grown up, there's still a lot of things in life that have got me very confused. Like, for example, can anyone explain to me why there aren't more dead birds on the ground? I mean, they're flying around all over the place. At some point, they must die. Where are all the dead birds? And a little while back, I was on an airplane flight. Flight attendant comes out to show us how to strap on our flotation devices. I noticed that hers says, demo use only. Feel bad for the guy that grabs that one in the panic of an airplane crash. Now I'm in college. I remember my first day of college. I walked into class and I thought, I must have taken a wrong turn somewhere. What's the deal with all these old people? I've had classes with like 80-year-old men in them. Now, call me pessimistic, but isn't that a little bit late for a midlife crisis? It is a midlife crisis, and I know this guy's not going to 160. And even if he does graduate, who's going to hire an 80-year-old man? I can just see him in the job interview. Well, you've got a good degree from a good school, great credentials. How long would you be looking to stay with the company? Well, I'd like to stay a few years, but it could be any day now. What's he gonna do? One day just, what, call in dead? Guy's suffering a massive heart attack. He's laying on his deathbed and he has to use his last words on, yeah, boss, sorry, I'm not gonna make it in today. Sorry, I can't give you 2 weeks. It doesn't seem like nowadays in college, you end up taking a lot of random classes. Like, they're really not so concerned about what you learn. Like, they're saying, look, you show up every day for 4 years, we'll give you a degree. And I think that works out pretty well for everybody. You show up, you graduate, everybody's happy. Except the janitor. What's he thinking? He showed up every day for the past 14 years. He should be a doctor. Something with the system. You ever notice how they really like to get you pumped up before you watch the news? Like, welcome to the news! Where is everybody? Come on, the news is starting! What do they expect? Families are like sitting at home on the couch eating popcorn and rooting on their favorite news anchor? Good evening, everyone. I'm Perry Jensen. Yeah, go Perry! And with me tonight is Maria Nabomba. Yeah, go Maria! I'll tell you who I'm rooting for, the weatherman. Do you guys think that this guy actually thinks that we understand anything that he's telling us beyond the smiley face sunshine and the cloud with the raindrops? I'm really glad he's always diligent in telling us exactly where the jet stream is. How many of you guys actually try and tap into the jet stream to save time on your morning commute? So you notice how news anchors like to introduce all their next stories with a pun? You know, the real clever attention getter? Like, are you doing enough to help the environment? Well, coming up next, we'll show you how to get off your can and start recycling. Kind of makes me wonder what it'd be like to be married to a news anchor. You get home from work. Hi, honey, I'm home. What's for dinner? Well, dear, tonight we're trying out a new homeless shelter recipe that's sure to leave you begging for more. You notice how news anchors also always end all of their sentences with a name like it's punctuation? Tragedy struck today in Draper when a bus carrying school children veered off the road and exploded, killing 9. Steve? And then it goes over to one of those on-site reporters. Seems to me like these guys are always just a little bit slow. That's right, Maria. Seems like they've got things a little bit backwards, too. They always just start talking and then introduce themselves. He's like, that's right, Maria. Right here is the street where the bus came down. It veered off right there and rolled 3 times before exploding in that field. I'm Steve Jacobson.